Welcome once again to today's session. This is part three of question number six. Yesterday, we tried to go through the African traditional heritage, where we started by going back to the time, and this time the Bible was aside, and we were looking at the attributes of God. We talked about the characteristics of the spirits, the roles of ancestors, and then we went ahead and discussed about the kinship, where we explained the importance of kinship. We gave the meaning of kinship. And again, we see now in the modern society how kinship has changed today, because the way we relate today, it's not the same way things were happening in traditional African society. Then again, after talking about the factors affecting kinship today, like Western education, uh, Christianity or the religions, rural urban migration, poverty, because now it's too hard to bring the people together to hold those ceremonies where the people used to have in traditional African societies. It is hard. And because of that, we started on the rites of passage. And the rites of passage, as we know from birth, and naming, then we come to initiation, marriage, death. So we started by looking at the question which I posed, the regulations or the rules a pregnant mother observed in traditional African societies there. I said that one, you will go through, read them, answer those questions well. In case of a question, don't feel ashamed. In the comment section, I'll answer all those questions there. So we talked about the factors which they considered before giving a name, the significance of the name, the rituals associated during birth and naming, the importance where we said you mentioned a ritual and the importance of the ritual on that side there. So we talked about another rite of passage, which is we were to start from its initiation, because remember, initiation can be done in so many ways. Like when you look at the traditional African societies, there we have different forms of initiation, like circumcision, the removal of the teeth, tattooing, which was done, piercing of the chin and the ears. We get some people pierce the ears there, clitoridectomy among some communities, which was performed. And then a question which I'm posing to you, go and look at the rituals performed during initiation. Outline 7 rituals performed during initiation, because here initiation is wide. It covers all those forms of initiation which I have explained. But the common thing that you want to look at there, what is the significance of initiation? Why should people explain the significance of initiation, outline the significance of initiation in the society? Number one, it makes one to become a full member of the community. Makes one to become a full member of the community. Now, after going through that, right, you become a member of the community, full member. Then number two, it introduces an individual to the community secrets and traditions. It introduces an individual to the community secrets and traditions. During the time when the boys are initiated, they are secluded, staying in their own places. In this area, they have somebody who takes care of them, whom we are going to see later, called their sponsor. He gives them some education and the secrets of the community during that time. Then again, another significance of initiation, it makes somebody to acquire new life status. It makes somebody to acquire new life status, because after initiation, remember, somebody now can become an elder. You can marry, then you change the status from a boy to a man. So it makes somebody to change the status there. Then again, it gives an opportunity to access higher responsibilities in life. You can acquire high responsibilities in life. One of the responsibilities is What are the factors to consider before choosing an elder? He must have undergone through initiation. So it makes somebody to have the opportunity to access high responsibilities in life. Then again, it trains initiates to acquire important virtues of courage and endurance. You know, the ancients here, the ancients are able to acquire those virtues like endurance, how they endure that difficult time when they're going through the initiation, and also that courage of facing the knife. So it trains them how to acquire the important virtues which are needed in their growth. Then again, it makes one to be linked with the ancestors. That one happens through the shedding of blood. Then again, it's a gateway to marriage. It is a gateway to marriage. Then it creates a bond of unity and a friendship between the age set system. Remember, if somebody is initiated, they tend to meet the age mates, and it's here where they create a bond of unity and friendship between the age mates, which is lifelong. Utakuwa umetailiwa mwisho, utakuja kusema this is my age mate because you were initiated at the same time there. You see, during the time of initiation, people sing, they dance, they are happy, they are rejoicing. A question has been said before, asking them, give reasons for singing and dancing during initiation ceremonies in traditional African societies. There, what was the reasons for singing and dancing? One, the songs inform the participant of the history of the community. You know, it's a way of preserving the culture. It's a way of preserving the culture. When they sing, the participants, they're able to know the history of the community. That's where we started, and that's where we're going to. So that's one of the reasons why they sing. Then again, it provides an opportunity for the members to socialize, or welcoming the ancestor. It's an opportunity where they socialize or interact with the ancestors. That shedding of blood, it connects them. So they welcome to the ancestors again as they are giving, shedding the blood to the ancestors there. Then again, it diverts the initiates' minds from the impending pain. As they're singing this song, somebody here initiate who is going to be initiated. I think, of course, it's a test of courage. Yes, we said one of the reasons. But you know that impending pain which is coming after being initiated there, and the people are singing and dancing, singing and dancing there, they divert the initiates' minds from that impending pain. Hata usikie kama unasikia uchungu, as if somebody has taken away the foreskin, you feel like you are okay because the song is making you to be carried um, all the way to the house there. Then again, the songs teaches the ancients a very important moral values. So unity, courage, among so many things. When they sing there, those moral values comes in. Then again, the songs educate the participants of the gender roles or a relationship. This is where when they're singing, the gender roles are outlined. Like some communities, let me talk about some communities there. When they sing that song, there is something they bring out that now you have been given the power, like where I come from, you have been given the power after initiation to go and fight the Morans, the Kuria, and other communities. So, as a boy here, you know now, this is my responsibilities from today. So, it's like, these my roles that I'm going to play. I'm going to become a Moran if the Maasai, you see them singing that they train them on how to become protectors of the communities where they come from. Then again, through singing and dancing, members exercise their body. So those, like if you are going to Western, you see the way those women shake their bodies. It's a way of exercising their bodies because they know we are going to refresh, we are going to feast, and they exercise their bodies. Then again, these songs encourage the initiates to face the challenge or to rebuke the cowardice. Use those songs, they discourage them from fearing to go through the knife. So it encourages the initiates to face the challenge or rebuke that cowardice. Another reason for singing and dancing during the initiation, it exposes those with leadership qualities. Kuna jamaa hapa anaweza imba mpaka useme by this one can lead the community. So the talent is spotted there. This is when we know who can sing. So this is the time when you know huyu ako na hii talent ya kuimba, and then from there your talent is exposed or brought out during that time there. Then again, it is used to mark the various stages of initiation ceremonies. Every stage there is a song which is sung there, so they mark the various stages of the initiation ceremonies. Then again, they say it's a form of prayer for the ancients there, to invoke the spirits to take care of them there. Then again, singing and dancing, it is a form of entertainment. That's true. Now, when we reach home, those initiates, some rituals are performed, and now we hide them for some time. That hiding them for some time from other members of the family until they are healed for 1 month, it is called seclusion. Seclusion is the time when the initiates are separated from some family members to the places where they're going to reside. Yani unatenganizwa kutoka kwa watu wengine. Like the boys can be secluded from the boys from the girl side for the reasons which are obvious known there. So then the question we are asking there, what are the reasons why the initiates are secluded for a period of time in traditional African societies there? Give reasons why initiates were secluded in traditional African society there. One, it was to facilitate the healing process of the initiates. To facilitate the healing process of the initiates. Hiyo kwa kikaa kando, it assists them to heal because they'll not be doing some another choose there. So it facilitates their process of healing there. Then again, to teach them moral values. During this time, they have somebody who takes care of them, the older member who has been chosen from that family, who will be taking food to them, who will be seeing their healing. So it's also the one giving them some education or teaching them about those moral values. Then again, to facilitate proper feeding for them. Facilitate proper feeding for them. After these boys have lost blood, they need to be secluded from the rest of the members and to be given food to eat so that they can regain the lost blood during circumcision. So it is there where they're fed properly. Mtu atoka kwa nyumba kama akona kilo, kama alienda ndani na 30 atatoka ndani kama akona 60 kilos there. Then again, it enables them to adjust to the new independent life. Saa ingine sasa kukaa huko mbali like 1 kilometer away from the house or some meters away from the house, it is training you know you're going to be given new roles, responsibilities, because of the initiation. After all, what comes of that, it's marriage. So here it trains them on how to adjust to independent life. Wataanza kuwa peke yao, unajifikiria na familia yako what to do there. So it is enabling them to adjust to the new independent life. Then again, their isolation is a rebirth from childhood. So umeacha utotoni, umekuwa reborn to become an adult there. Then again, it promotes the formation of the age set system through interaction. These boys mate with other family members and they form the age set system. So it promotes social interaction and the formation of the age set system there. Then again, another point is to learn the secrets of the community. That's what we're waiting for there. So that time, when you see they've been secluded, is the time when they learn the secrets of the community. So those are the reasons why the initiates were secluded in traditional African societies there. Now then we come into something I've mentioned in the explanation. Somebody we call a sponsor. The sponsor, it is a person who takes care of the initiates during this time when they're in their secluded areas. It does so many things. But now the question you're asking them, outline the roles of the sponsor during the traditional African circumcision. What is the role of the sponsor in African circumcision? One, they offer guidance and counseling to the candidates. They're the one who guides and counsel them. Because before even initiation, some of the people may not want to be initiated, but they guide and counsel them. Again, during the time they have been initiated, they think now they're men enough, they can do things the way they want after coming out. They guide them on what is expected from them. Then again, they educate the members on their new duties. They educate members or these candidates on their new duties. Because now they are initiates, they're going to become something else on the other side there. So they educate them their new roles. You'll be defending the community. This is what is expected from you. So that's why they educate them on their duties there. Then again, they give moral support during the operation. No, yeah, it's not so easy. They're standing there facing a spear and some knives from the men to machosi one. So these are the kind of the people who are like making moral support. You can do it, guy. You can do it. It's not so painful there. So they're there are giving them the moral support. Then they're acting as a link between the candidates and the family. When these initiates want something from the family, these are the people who are used in communication. If they want something like food, something need to be brought to them, something which they want, that they want to be told and then pass the same information to the family. So they are acting as a link or a mediator between the initiates and uh, the family member. Then again, they play the role of the mentor and they nurse the initiate back to health. This is they do the work of nursing them back to their health. Like, sometimes they use those herbs to apply them in the wound area. So they take the role of a mentor and a nurse. So they're like and the nurses, by the way, because of the work they're doing there. Then again, they ensure that the initiated are protected well. This time they are kwa nyumba amelala, they're under the pain, and somebody may be going around who wants to, maybe sometimes they have evil thoughts. They're the one who are protecting these initiates from any danger, or they protect them from any dangers which may come on their way. So from today, if you are the sponsor, it's not what you've been thinking. A sponsor is somebody who takes care of the initiate's interest when they have been circumcised. Now we in TSC, that's how the boys were prepared for adult life through initiation and getting secluded, and then they come out as leaders. But now again, we are asking the question there, how the youth are prepared for adult life in the church today? How the youth are prepared for adult life in the church today? The church also is taking the role of the sponsor or those things which are happening in traditional societies. How do they prepare the youth for leadership in the church in Kenya today? One, they are assigned duties to perform. Unapata mtu maybe ni church choir member, they are there like ushers and some things there. So that means they prepare these young children on how to take up leadership roles in the future. Then they are baptized and hence recognized. You have become as the one of the members of the church. Then if you are a member, you can take any role because now you have been identified to Christ. Then again, they are taught adult life. Kuna mafundisho ya adulting inafundishwa kwa church. So that means it's like they are preparing them to take over the leadership roles in the church. When they have a lesson about adult life sessions, this is a way of telling the youth also, you tomorrow you are the one to take over from there. Those who go against Christian life are punished, just like those who are not circumcised in TSC were excommunicated. Also in the church, if somebody goes against the Christian life, they are getting punished. So that means that you need endurance, self-control, and other things there. So you are prepared or not to become a leader of the church. Then again, they are given guidance and counseling sessions or services in the church. They give them guidance and counseling. You have to counsel. These are the youth growing. They need to be mentored well on how to take over the leadership roles in the church. Then again, they are helped to identify marriage partners. Not like anything coming on the way they take it. No, they are helped to identify marriage partners. When you're identified there, you start now behaving like an adult, not like a small kid in the church again. Then again, they form social group to promote social skills in adult life. Unapatanga kama ni ST, kuna pathfinder, kuna watu wa 17 years, kuna watu wa 15 years there. So every time you move to another age, you have a social group which talks about adult life. Some are appointed to leadership positions. You can become a treasurer, maybe kwa kikundi cha watoto. You can become somebody like the usher there. So those are the way through which the church is preparing the youth into into leadership in the church today. So now that the initiates have been initiated, which are the moral values inculcated during initiation in traditional African societies there? Which are these moral values inculcated in traditional African societies? One is respect, because the initiates are expected to show respect to their community members. So respect is one. Loyalty. So this is what they keep community secrets. You are loyal. You don't say what you are told during the time of seclusion period there. Endurance and courage. That you have to develop this during the bearing the pain. You persevere. So endurance and courage. Sharing when they come together at those ages. Food comes from different houses for them to feed. So the moral value there is sharing. Chastity, they're given sex education, so they keep themselves pure. Then there is solidarity or the unity, where members come together and then they sing. Those are the moral values which are inculcated during the initiation rite of passage there. But again, when you look at there, we talked about why the government was discouraging female genital mutilation during the time of Abraham. That's question 2. But now, in this initiation, there are the ways in which initiation rites have changed today. Ways in which initiation rites have changed today. It is not happening the way it used to be. Things are now different. Like now, some initiation rites have been abandoned. Like the removal of the 6 lower teeth doesn't happen. So some initiation rites zimetupiliwa mbali. Then again, the rites are less elaborate. It's not that where people are coming, singing, dancing. That thing is no longer there. I've not had it. I've been to rural areas during the August and December holidays. You hear somebody was circumcised, and those rites are now less elaborate, not like the way it was pronounced in traditional African society there. Then again, some communities have adopted initiation rites from others. The communities which are not initiating now, they have adopted there. That means there some things have changed because people are taking up what they are learning from their counterpart there. Then again, the times for initiation has been shifted due to formal education. Like it was happening in April, maybe August, somewhere there. People can be doing it anytime they wanted. But because now children in school and you see the holidays are shorter, people have shifted that one into December when the holiday is longer, unlike before. Then again, the age of initiation has shifted from adolescent to children. Siku hizi unasikia mtoto ni 3 years is initiated. Unlike those days, the child must be 13 years and over their puberty. That's when they were initiated. But now, circumcision takes place at any age. Katoto ni kadogo 2 years, kashamaliziwa, ni mtu mkubwa, unaona anatembea. Then again, now it's carried out at family level and not communal level in some cases, for the reasons we know: poverty, maskini. You can't call the whole community to come and celebrate the initiation of your son because of money. So now it's done in the family level. Then again, female genital mutilation has been outlawed. Ukipatikana doing this one, I swear the government of the day will be on your neck. So those are the changes regarding initiation in the modern society there. Then again, uh, the question which can be asked again on the same state challenges facing the rights of initiation in Kenya today. There are the challenges facing the rights of initiation. One, FGM or female circumcision is outlawed or discouraged by the government. Patikana at your risk. You'll explain to the government and you'll be in for 10 plus years for the reasons of doing that. Elaborate ceremonies have been stopped in some communities. They don't serve the purpose, and it's a purpose no more. So those elaborate ceremonies where people could go, umetailiwa, unashika nyama, unga, unarushiwa damu, unachipaka, but now it's now those ceremonies have been stopped. The education of the young does not necessarily depend on the sponsor. Sahii sponsor hawako. Sahii ni kazi ya mwalimu na mzazi giving that knowledge. It's no longer those sponsor responsibilities roles, they are no longer recognized or they are not there. Then again, seclusion period has drastically reduced. Sikupenda kwa watu masomo, mtoto anafungua shule next week, so it must be cut short because the children needs to watoke ndani warudi shule. Then again, these days when you look at initiation, it's no longer a ground for preparation for marriage because the concerned here is too young. Katoto ni kadogo. There's no way you can initiate somebody at the age of 7 na unakambia sasa wewe unaenda kuoa. No, it's no longer like that the way it was there. Then again, we have now the side of the church. Highlight, outline, give reasons why Christians condemn female genital mutilation. It happened in traditional African society. But now when you look at the modern society, the Christians wamepepa mata msema hii ikifanyika. But for us now, we want to know why. Give reasons why Christians condemn female genital mutilation, because this is done for the girls. Why are they against FGM? One, the practice so cruel. Because it leads to psychological torture. It's traumatizing. No, it's true. So that one is true. Nobody wants it. It is traumatizing. It's a cruel method, and that's why the Christian are condemning it. Then again, it can lead to death because of excess bleeding. You have had cases where girls have died because of female genital mutilation. Somebody overbleeded and then they died. So that's why the Christians are condemning it. Then again, it's unchristian. It's not biblical. Nowhere it's written. Abraham was told, take all your male servants in your house, whether bought by money or acquired, and circumcise them. No way it's written that also the girls were to go through female genital mutilation. No, it's unchristian. It is, or it's unbiblical. Then again, it's obscene. It's immoral way of doing things. It's obscene, kapsa, immoral way of doing it there. Then again, it could lead to forced early marriages, because the moment these girls are initiated when they're young, what comes to their mind, what comes to their mind is to get married. Then again, it can lead to complications during childbirth. That's why the Christians wamesema tukiona hii practice, in fact sisi tumeshika watu. Then again, now that's what the side of the Christians there. Give reasons why female circumcision is being discouraged in Kenya. Why is the government discouraging also female genital mutilation? It's discouraged, by the way. Na ukipatikana utashikwa. One, it can lead to infections or HIV/AIDS, because sometimes they use same tools. Then it can lead to injury or mutilation of the reproductive organs of the initiate. Ndio maana serikali imesema no. Then again, it's against child rights or human rights. Nowhere. That's a cruel thing. It's against child right or human right there. It can lead to psychological torture, the way we said. Then again, it can lead to irresponsible sexual behavior because the moment these children have been circumcised, they think that now they own the world, and then irresponsible sexual behavior knocks in the door. Then again, it can lead to early marriages. That's what the government is discouraging it. Then again, it can lead to school dropouts among the girls. Waenda kuolewa, like the way some other communities is doing that. It can lead to death due to overpleading that can take place there. Then again, it can lead to separation or divorce. Sometimes, if somebody is married and then they realize somebody went through that method, then there is a tendency of one partner leaving another. Then it can lead to disagreement or quarrels. The father is in for the girl to be initiated, circumcised, and the mother is against. So you get that these two families can't do these things together. So that's why they are against it. In the government is against it. Yes. Then again, we go to moral values inculcated by marriage. One, there is respect, cooperation, hospitality. Then again, there is where we have unity, we have loyalty, obedience, chastity. Then we have responsibility. Then again, we have harmony. Um, Most of the reasons are covered in 4 paper 2 where there is set more. So we look at the reasons why pregnancy before marriage in traditional African societies was rare. You realize that pregnancy cases was rare, unlike today in traditional African society. Why pregnancy cases was rare in TAC? One, sex education was given to the youth to instill discipline. So today, no one mentions about it. Number two, the youth were told the consequences of irresponsible behavior. One of them told my girls they were most loving. The punishment if a lady was found to be pregnant before marriage, you are married by an old man who has been abandoned by the women. So unapatiwa kama present. They go to an 80 years old man and then there is a surprise. Wanakupatiana huko. So who wanted that one there? No. So that's why the girls kept themselves until they are given the right partners of their own, not this old was in during that time there. Then again, free mixing of boys and girls, it was restricted because we know the consequences during that time there. Then again, girls and boys were taught to respect each other. That's why you couldn't see them engaging in immoral behavior. Then again, during social occasions, the young people were supervised. You could see yule anti anapendanga kuangalia kila kitu kuripoti, yule ripota wa familia anaenda around huko kusema toka hapo enda kule kwingine. Then again, there was a severe punishment of a girl who became pregnant. Even a man who impregnates a girl before marriage, there was a punishment they were given during those days. Then there were taboos on sexual relationships. There were taboos on sexual relationships there. Another point is that early marriages were encouraged after initiation. So the moment initiation imesha tu hivi, somebody was allowed to get married because the temptation may come on the way. Then again, virginity was highly valued or rewarded. The mother can be given more, even the girl earns respect during that time. Then the parents were held responsible for their children's misconduct. But which parent here? Utapata tu ni mama mtoto kama akona misconduct, ni mama ndio anakuwa terrorized, not even the father, because the father here is innocent. So they were held responsible if in case of any misconduct, kesi inalalia mama. So mama lazima achunge msichana wake. Those are the reasons why pregnancy was rare in traditional African society there. Now that after initiation, during that marriage there, the bride wealth is given. Though I know paper 2 also covers that one there. What if it comes to paper 1 and they're saying state the importance of the bride wealth in TAC? What is the importance of bride wealth? Kwa nini msichana alipiwe mali? Tupeane ng'ombe, ngamia, kondoo na mbuzi zetu zote. One, it's a sign of commitment by the groom. I'm talking about commitment, that's number one. Then number two, it's a way of thanking or appreciating the bride's family for taking good care of the girl. Nambia shukran. Kutia ng'ombe kama 50. Maasai community, I've been told they given 200. Where I come from, if we give 5, it will be the breaking news about seats and TV. Then, number 3, it acts as an outward seal of marriage, like as a contract. So that is it cements the marriage when you have given the dowry. It's not easily to break it again. Then again, it's a form of compensation for losing the girl on the parent side there. So they have lost the service of the girl. Giving these cows, it's kind of compensating the family for the loss of the services which they've been giving them. Then again, it initiates a long-lasting relationship or friendship between the two families. Mkishapeana ng'ombe, hapo kuna uhusiano wengine yezi katika na kitu yoyote. So that's what about there. The last rite of passage. Death is the last rite of passage. Whether we like it or not, we have to go through. Disclaimer. The topic on death, it is highly fearful, so it needs some courage, support from yourself and friends to give it to you. But it happens. I know it may touch one or two because most of the things happens. We see it in the families there. But what are the causes of death in traditional African society? That death was caused by one, witchcraft. Not explaining, sorcery, curses, evil magic, diseases, evil spirits, old age, breaking of taboos. If breaking of taboos, I know somebody saying how. Sometimes you enter into, can you call stupid agreements? And then you have this thing of including the blood and also they're mentioning some words. So if you mention and you break it, maybe you say, if I do this one, I'll die. And then you get at the end of the day, you have gone against the will and the wishes, so you die. Then now we come to significance of the rituals performed during funeral ceremonies in traditional African societies there. Explain the significance of the rituals performed during funeral ceremonies in TAC. You mention a ritual and the importance. One, mourning or a wailing or a crying. People cry when somebody dies. The reason for crying is to a sign of sorrow or announcing the death because you can't keep quiet. You have to cry loud and now you make it public that somebody has left us. Another ritual, which was the number 2, making of sacrifices. This was meant to appease the ancestors or the spirits. Another ritual, number 3, prayer are made as a sign, are made to ask the ancestors to accept the dead in the spirit world. Because if you are not a good person, we have to make prayers so that you can be accepted in the spirit world. Because after death, now you become a spirit, ancestor, then a spirit. So we have to request for that on there. There is the element of sharing. So sharing of members of the bereaved family signifies new life in the community. You know, to share ile kitu watu hawana wakati wa matanga, we share together. Singing and dancing. This one depicts the anger towards death, or we praise the death. You see people singing some Dutch songs during that time there. So it had a meaning of depicting the anger towards death. Washing or oiling of the body. This was to send the death clean to the spirit world. It's a way of showing respect to the death when you wash and oil the body. Then again, burying the dead in ancestral land. That one shows the death is still a member of that community. That's why you see people dies abroad. They are brought back home for the reason in that you must be buried in the ancestral land, that you belong to that community. Burying the dead with personal belongings. This was to show that there is life after death. Driving cattle or livestock for some communities there, this is a way of chasing the evil spirits which caused the death. That was the African believed. Feasting and drinking, lazima tushereke. This meant to bid farewell to the death. Then again, breaking of pots. Unapatanga break pots, the cups there. This one symbolizes the disorder brought by death in traditional African society there. Then again, you see lighting fire, like among the Kisi community. Napatanga kuna moto wanawakishanga hapo, bonfire lighting there. That one is to chase away the evil spirits or warning spirits of the deceased. So you light that fire is a way of chasing away the evil spirit. Pouring libation shows the continuity of life. Then again, burying the dead in a particular position. This one signifies the protection or the responsibility. Like my community, men are buried on the left hand side of the house because that's where we used to have the cow shed to continue protecting them with more provision, with wealth from animals. The women on the right side where the kitchen is, and that one is to make sure those women could continue feeding the stomach of those left there. So then we have the moral values inculcated during death. Number one, cooperation. Number two, hospitality and sharing. Number three, obedience. We have to follow the traditional norms of everything there. Then chastity and self-control. Number four. Then again, we have what you call perseverance. When somebody dies, man, people are grieving. We have to persevere the death when it comes. Respect. We have to follow the wishes of the dead. So that's a respect there. Then again, we have love, those left behind. We have to show that we are with them. We have to take care of the widows and orphans there. That's where we used to have wife inheritance in traditional African society there. Then again, there is a responsibility. Those are the moral values inculcated during the death rites. A question maybe you may ask yourself there. Explain the practices which show that Africans believe in life after death. Practices that show that Africans believed in life after death. Is there something which they were doing to show they believed in life after death? Yes, burying the dead underground because they believed that ancestors lived there. That one shows life after death. Then again, sacrificing to the ancestors before the burial. This is to request them to accept the deal. Sacrificing for ancestors. It's a way of showing them to accept that deal there. Pouring of libation there. It's showing that they're still alive. That's not, we pour down something before we eat, is to show that the dead are still alive. Inviting them in ceremonies like rites of passage. That's another way to show that Africans believe in life after death. Then many communities, they leave the seat. Unapata kwa nyumba kuna kiti imechongwa vacant during meal times. That shows the person is still around even if you are eating. Burying the dead with their property, we believe them, they need it to the next world. That believe this life after death there. Naming children after them, it's another practice to show that the child takes the patronage of the one who died there. Observing the will of the dead, because if you don't, you know what happens. The death will torment you, and it has happened in so many times there. Then invoking the names of the dead during times of need. So when you invoke their names or mention their names, it means still they are alive there. Then burying the dead in ancestral land so that their spirit continues to live in the family. Then again, tending their graves. We bury somebody, we see people wanakanga hapo nje for 1 month. The reason why they're sitting there for 1 month is to show there is life after death there. Then again, there's the times which they normally use. Unasikia mtu anasema they have gone to rest. Yani mtu ameenda kupumzika. Means si eti amekufa, amepumzika tu from the members. So that those are the ways which show that Africans believed in life after death. The most painful is this one. Reasons why death was feared in traditional African communities. Why people fear death? Number one, it disrupts the rhythm of human activity or life. It disrupts the human activity. Mtu akienda, by the way, zile vitu alikuwa anafanya zinasimamishwa. That's what people fear it. Ile kitu ulikuwa unafanya utaendelea. Number two, it is irrevocable or inescapable. We can't escape death. Mtu akikufa ni hivyo. So that's another reason there. It brings impurity to the family. Zile laana zote vitu wanafanya kuzika watu, so people become impure when somebody died, because we believe the spirits are there. We have to carry out some ceremonies, rituals to cleanse them out, so it brings some impurities there. So no maana wana mtu akikufanga wengine, they don't greet others because they are considered to be unclean. So that's why people fear death there. Then it deprives community members. It deprives, like takes away their members. Watu walikuwa wengi wanachukua moja kwa moja. That's why people fear it. Today we are somebody, tomorrow you don't see that person there. Then it comes unannounced. Oh my God. That death is so cruel. It should be right let it's coming. So it comes unannounced there. Then it separates one from the loved ones. Mnapenda mtu sana. Then tomorrow the person is not there. So bad. That's why people fear death. Then again, it may cause misunderstanding in the community. How? Sometimes if a person dies, you hear people saying, alirowa, anti yake alionekana alipita hapa ndio akaacha kupumua, ama siku ingine alikunywa maji ndio kitu ilimuua, na mwenye alimpea anakuwa adui. So it brings that misunderstanding in the community. So if somebody died and you were near, or you had mentioned something and then something bad, God forbid, happens, kinakuanga ni kinakuramba ni wewe ulisema na ikafanyika hivyo. So watu wanakuwa isolate, wanasema wewe ni mchawi, and then surely you are not, because things happen so fast. Then again, death rights, they reveal a person's characteristics. It reveals the person's characteristics. In which way? Unakuanga huko nyuma ya tent, unasikia mwenda zake hata ni vizuri amekufa. Alikuwa mchawi, mtu alikuwa mchoyo. So that's the time that telling the people, huko nyuma ndio watu wanasema na kameenda kwa shosho, kalikuwa kachawi, kanaroga watoto wa watu, huyu baba ameenda si alikuwa mwizi. So that's the time now you know the character. Hawajai kuambia, but it's the time when they are now telling the people, mpaka familia nasikia na mbona tulikuwa tunajua. So that is the time now when it reveals the people's character. Then again, it can bring poverty to the family. Watu wanakula, like in Western Kenya, oh my God. For them, the funeral is a celebration which people does there. So it's something which needs to be looked at there, because it is so wrong there. So there are some of the reasons there. Then now people have died. Before they die, they prepare those people for their death. How aged in TAC prepared their family members before they died? How did they prepare them before they died? One, they invite the family members to share common meal. They invite them to share common meal. Kila mtu anaweza kuita tumkule pamoja. Breaking news itakuja anytime. Number two, they identify the leader of the family. Yesu aliidentify Peter kuwa leader. Kianza kusema kwanza leo nikienda Benson, wewe you'll take care of this. Make sure you unite these members. Hapo dalili ya mvua ni mawingu, kuna mtu anaenda. So they prepared them. Somebody, they could now start preparing there. Then again, disclosing to the members all the property owned or their secrets. Anasema hata mkiniona hivi niko na shamba huko Kamulu, niko na shamba huko Webuye. So ukisikia tu hivyo jua huyo mtu anaenda. Anaanza kuambia mahali property zake ziko. Then sharing or disputing the property. Kama alikuwa na ng'ombe, anaanza kupatia kila mtu 2, 3 ishe. So because hahitaji atakuwa. Then again, giving advice to family members. Sasa ndio anakuletanga pamoja, nawaambia, najua kuna watu wengine hapa mmekosana sana, lakini hii kukosana sitaki endelee. So you give advice on how for them to live. Na hata nawaambia mimi nitakuwa nawaita kwa mkutano kila wakati. So mkisikia hivyo mzee anasema hizo vitu, ama shosho, jua shosho ni kwenda anaenda. Then placing the family members, anawabariki, anakuja na waita, anashika kichwa. Ukisikia umeitwa na uko job, umeambiwa umetakikana nyumbani, omba ruhusa ya siku 3, wewe kimbia, ujue kuna mtu anaenda kupatia baraka hapo nyumbani. Then again, reconciling family members or cleansing them. If there's a conflict, they reconcile the members so that ukienda wache kila mtu ako na amani. Then again, identifying the debtors or creditors. Kama alikuwa na deni ya mtu, atambia nikikufa mrudishie deni yake, na nakwambia kuna mtu nilipeana ng'ombe ziko kwake, aje nirudishia, so mtaenda hizo ng'ombe 10. Then again, you see them walking around the compound, identifying the burial sites. So ukiona shusha ameanza kutembea around mahali, anaanza kukaa kila wakati, huyo mtu ni kwenda anaenda. But you realize now in the modern society, burial trends are changing. Show how modern trends have affected burial rites. The way it was done in 8 years, things are not the same. One, the reasons why modern trends have affected burial rites in African traditions such the outbreak of diseases. Sasa hakuna wife inheritance, hiyo mambo imeisha. Hata unakufa na corona, ukimwi, you can't inherit. Then again, with the coming of foreign religions, people now have their burial practice on regard according to the church where they go to. Then again, another thing making the trends to stop economic hardships there. There is no like that elaborate burial rites kulisha watu imeisha siku hizi, by the umaskini ni mingi sana. Then again, some people are now buried in cemeteries. Kwa mtu Lang'ata na mnamalizia huko, mambo inaisha huko cemetery huko karibu na kwenu, and that things now comes, then we don't need to carry the body from Nairobi all the way to huko Homa Bay, huko ni mbali sana. Then now Western education has influenced many Africans to adopt burial practices there. Juu ya masomo, harakisheni, somebody can be buried and they have adopted the burial rites like other people are doing it there. Rural urban migration again has made people to be far away from mourning together. You know, we could mourn together. We said one of the rituals is that crying, like announcing the death, and then coming together. These days, that nothing like that on there. So the rural urban migration, people don't mourn together. Then again, intermarriages has made it so hard to know which cultural practices should be followed there. So those are the ways in which things have happened there. Now, you see again, you see that there's now the ways in which death rights have changed in Kenya today. There's the ways in which the death rights have changed today. Some of the answers are the same, like what we have given there. Today things are different. People bury their dead basing on their religious beliefs. Kama ni Wakristo, unasikia mtu wenu, yes, vile mnataka. Nowadays dead are buried in coffins, not thrown in the forest for the hyena to come and feast on them the way it was done, you know. Then with the introduction of the mortuaries there, where the dead are kept, we have the mortuaries where mwili inawekwa, si kwa nyumba kama kitambo. Then wife inheritance is discouraged because of diseases. Burial rites have become less elaborate. Especially mtu anakufanga Monday, Thursday, yake imeisha. Then introduction of cemeteries now. Some people are buried in those areas, not in the ancestral land. So that marks the end of the most painful rite. And because of that one now, we breathe, take a breath until the next part 3, the last session of question number 6. It's longer. Remember, this is African traditional heritage, which covers so many areas. Until we meet again. But I said the secrets of you getting everything is the textbook, revision book, which I showed yesterday. Give me my A. The previous lesson, I showed you that one. You can contact me, you can call me, I can send it to you wherever you are for the benefit of the student. The good thing with the book, it contains paper 1 and paper 2 questions and answers, the structured neck, expected responses, and the students will get it. It's a book which has been tried and tested, and it has worked very well among the students. If you don't have that copy, don't blame why the school is getting a mean of below 9. It's you who are holding that mean with you. Have a nice time until we meet again for the next part 3 of the African traditional heritage. all the best. God bless you until then.